carefully indeed, with an open mind. And I could see what I would call normal explanations for what was ostensibly paranormal. It seems to me that the most interesting part of that conference will be the follow-up reports.
Tell me, in cases where the body was actually cut, there was an incision made, do you know if there are any precautions against any kind of infection?
When we saw this making of an incision, the patient's blood was involved. There was no washing of hands, no anything. I got very worried indeed, and so did the doctors.
James, once we realized what was happening, we stopped that procedure immediately.
As I mentioned, he made an incision a bit like Stephen's, except that there seemed to be a little sleight of hand involved. But he didn't claim that it was paranormal. He said nothing about it. He just did it.
Father Crosswaite, you are an accomplished sleight of hand person, incidentally, I must add, yes. And I believe a member of the Magic Circle?
Yes, I am.
I see.
Yes.
And what was your opinion of it?
My opinion of Leporga was that there was nothing paranormal that was happening. My opinion of the other psychic surgeon, having seen that surgeon operate in the Philippines, I was amazed and astounded.
Yeah. How many people here, by a show of hands, would not go to see Stephen Turoff? I see. Sir, perhaps you would tell me, why would you not go to see Stephen Turoff?
I just don't believe it at all. Well, I've heard so far.
What makes it unbelievable to you?
It's just the way that the people are so convinced. Like the lady down there, they're going really over the top to try and say, oh, it's so good, it's so good.
Would you go to a psychic surgeon, or would you go for orthodox medicine?
I don't think I would go to a psychic surgeon.
Say orthodox
Ma'am, let me answer you. You've asked me a question.
Yes,
you haven't stopped talking for a moment. Ma'am, would you let me answer your question, please? No, I wouldn't go to a psychic surgeon. Now.
What about one day, when you were very ill, hospitals gave you up? You wouldn't go anywhere else for alternative medicine?
No, I don't think I would. That's my personal choice, though, is it not?
I'm glad to hear that.
You're glad to hear that?
Yes, I am.
Who are you, ma'am? Would you identify yourself?
I will identify myself, yes. I happen to be Stephen Turoff's wife. And what I have witnessed at home...
Now, your question.
Yes, I'd like to ask Stephen, as he's so interested and obviously very concerned about people who are ill, why he doesn't go and get some medical knowledge so that in his real self he can perhaps have some understanding of Dr. Khan's work and of the work of the doctors who he's offering himself as an alternative to.
And then what would happen? You would say, okay, you've got a little bit of medical knowledge. That is where you could be getting your answers from. No. I'd rather stay in ignorance.
So it's to defend your reputation, then, so that you can carry on earning
my
money.
reputation, I don't have to defend it. You say earlier on about I take payment. I've got a mortgage, the same as some of you people. I need clothes, the same as you. I like to have a holiday, the same as you people. I've got overheads, the same as you people. Of course, it's got to be paid for. But, I see many people for free. What I'm saying, it doesn't matter tonight what you say about me. At the end of the day, I am curing people. It doesn't matter what you say.
All the people that do this healing can heal. There's no question about that. They prove beyond doubt, and so has Stephen proved his powers of healing.
I think it's very dangerous and misleading nonsense. And we were asked earlier about why orthodox medicine hadn't gone in and tested this kind of stuff. By many healers' definitions, a proper scientist is somebody whose mind is so open that his brains have already fallen out. That is, that he already believes in the paranormal, and the scientists that they accept are generally the fringe end of the scientific spectrum.
Arthur Ellison, you say you found sleight of hand with a Filipino surgeon. Stephen Turoff, you say you're for real. Your kind of treatment is not tested or controlled by any publicly accountable body. Ladies and gentlemen, is that good enough for you? I'm James Randi. Good night. I'm James Randi. Tonight we'll be investigating a subject which has fascinated mankind for centuries, dowsing. Recently it has won the backing of big business and world governments, yet is apparently still scientifically unproven. But first I'd like to demonstrate how easy it is to be sent in the wrong direction. is a compass. The Chinese invented this many, many years ago, and it was brought to Europe by who knows. I'm going to show you that a compass sometimes will do rather peculiar things. This is a ship's compass. But seeing what it's about to do now, compass, would you move for me, please? Just give us a demonstration of how easily you move. As you can see, if it's convinced, it can be made to move. Now stop, compass. Stop and move back in the other direction. Right there, that's fine. I wouldn't take this one on a navigation trip if I were you, if you really depended on it to find out where you are. Now, this effect is achieved with simple schoolboy science. Yet it might be easy to believe something supernatural was going on. The claims made for dowsing are sometimes so dramatic that it's hard not to be impressed. Locating water, minerals, and even so-called bad influences by swinging a pendulum, twitching a forked stick, or jerking a set of rods has been with us for centuries. In medieval days, dowsing was widely used in metal mining, as well as for more superstitious purposes. Its popularity has lasted through the years with many different uses, from divining water and minerals to entertainment at Victorian society tea parties. Even in the high-tech 90s, we're still using it. Only this year, the Scilly Isles Council brought in dowsers in their attempts to cope with the worst drought in the island's history. Dowsing also has strong military connections. It was used to try to locate landmines during the Vietnam War. Now, take a look at this. Do you think a dowser could find an ancient monument from this map alone, even though we've removed all identifying landmarks? My first guest believes he can. Please welcome Michael Cook. Unlike many other professional dowsers who we approached in our research for the program, Michael is happy to put his claims to the test. Michael, how does map dowsing work?
We don't really know. All we can say is we're using it as a reference point. In one sense, if you get many dowsers together, you have many explanations. I tend to think of it rather like a radar. The question goes out, the reply comes back. And the map here is the screen.
Well, this is our map, and at your suggestion, we've removed all place names and information except roads, rivers, and contour lines. Now, there is a famous monument within this area, and it's this that you hope to be able to find. Could you please demonstrate how you do this and tell us which of the 24 squares on this board that you believe the monument is in?
Certainly. Right. Many dowsers work in many ways. The way I'm working is I'm taking a straight line and moving a pendulum here. Now, for my yes, it will move to the left. For my no, it will move to the right. I shall use that to give me a basic yes or no. Now, I can go all through 24 squares, but we'll speed it up a little bit. I had a yes on this line and on this one. I had a yes down here. I had a yes along there. So I've got possibilities. So, there. Right. So we'll start with all the 4 squares. Is an ancient monument in this square? Yes. Is there an ancient monument in this square? Yes. Now, I presume from your question you'd picked an ancient monument.
Yes, we did.
Right.
We very carefully, I must say, we very carefully combed the whole area to make sure there was nothing else that would match that description.
Right. So I'll take now a particular question. The ancient monument your side we're dealing with, is it in this square? Yes or no? Yes. Double check it. Is it in this square? No. My first question was there an ancient monument?
I see.
So, in both those squares there was, but the particular one that you're after, I would say there.
According to the description I have in my pocket here, this is the ruins of Dunfermline Abbey and Palace, where the Scottish King Robert the Bruce is buried. Congratulations, Michael. You found the correct square. Of course, just one test doesn't prove or disprove map dowsing. It could still be chance operating, but there's no doubt that this is very impressive.